10 Steps to Tranquility and Peace in Mind and Body. I have a question for you. It is a simple question that can be answered by yes or no. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you in the near future could smile about the worst things that happened in your life? Smile about all the half-forgotten memories that spread those gloomy shadows from the past over your everyday life? If your answer is yes, I have a simple and cost-free method for you. The only tools you need are a writing pad, a pen, and your voice. That is all. In the lives of many people, things happen that cause long-lasting grief and sadness. Just imagine a loved one died, or a serious accident hit your family, or, from my own experience, you had to witness how a deadly disease painfully, slowly took away the life of your child. Or, more common, as a child you were bullied over and over again and you could never escape, no matter how desperately you tried. Or, and this happens in the lives of ever so many people, you were treated really unfairly, much to your long-lasting disadvantage, and the grudge you bear in you keeps on hurting. For instance, you were passed over for a promotion, and you considered the person who got promoted in your place to be the absolute incompetent yo-yo. All of these things can make your everyday life miserable. They can bring you grief and sadness as well as long-lasting shame, which may sometimes feel worse than anything else. It may not pop up and come to mind every day, but all memories that hold grief or shame or pain put us spiritually as well as physically in a vulnerable and damaging mode. They tend to make our reality sickening, less good as it should be anyway. You may think this is unrealistic and exaggerated, but it is not. Due to grief, shame or agony, you may get sick or even die. An old expression that explains this quite sufficiently is mind over matter. Your mind rules your physical existence, if not your whole reality. Well, what kind of answers do we see in our society to the up-mentioned problems? Well, I'm afraid that we should realize that certain companies see these problems as a source for profit. They will give you pills to sleep, pills against depression. As a matter of fact, they will give you pills against almost anything you can think of and a whole lot more. You can see your shrink on a regular basis for years on end and hope that he or she is able to take away your mental suffering that also afflicts your body. Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not stating here that all up-mentioned regular ways to cope with your misery are wrong. That would be really wrongdoing to many good people. What I'm trying to say is that I found a much simpler way. I developed a very simple and free of charge method to clean up the major part of all consequences due to your past that got stuck in your memory and thus in your life. Now, consider the attitude you start out with is crucial. Know that what you are about to do means clearing out the damaging tender spots in your past that greatly ruin your everyday confidence and joy in life. To that purpose, you have to realize that your reality is yours, and yours alone, and that you have the exclusive right to enter there and change everything you want to change. I will now describe my method in 10 steps. Step 1. Prepare for writing. In case you work solely on a computer, then you can skip the rest of this step and go to number 2. If you prefer to write with a pen on paper, which in my opinion brings you closer to yourself, I advise you to obtain a new pen and a writing pad, keeping in mind that you are about to do something you never did before, and that obtaining a few new things may help to set you in the right mode. Step 2. Make sure that you are alone and that you will not be disturbed in any way. In this process, you have to go alone all the way. Step 3. Now, dig in your memory and start writing about the most painful and damaging experience in your life. Initially, you may think that you don't remember things exactly, but writing causes a slowdown in the course of your thoughts, and you will remember more and more details while writing. Be painfully accurate in your description of the memories that emerge. This may be rather emotional, but that is how it should be. Don't skip anything, write it all down, painful as it may be. Step 4. This is an easy step. After a while, you will notice that the source of memories dries up for the moment. That is good. It's time to stop, eat or drink something, or just take a break. Step 5. Put yourself again behind the text you wrote and start reading it out loud. Why? Well, your voice is the vehicle of your emotions. With your voice, you bring the emotion out in the open. Many people have emotions of terrible things in their lives, but just when they start talking about these things, the emotion and tears will come out. So, now you will feel those liberating, redeeming tears run down your face. At this point, I owe you some explanation. If you unwittingly eat something wrong, your bowels will react with diarrhea. This may feel quite unpleasant, but it is the quickest way of your body to get rid of bad things. Your nervous system has a similar way of fast cleaning out unwanted material. We call that crying. Tears, when wept over serious trouble, contain waste products of the nervous system. So, remember, crying is not a sign of weakness, oh no, but a very wise cleaning activity of the nervous system. And it will stop automatically when it is done. Step 6. Now you have read out loud, you felt, you cried, slowly things calm down inside you. Put your pen and writing pad aside and resume your normal daily activities. Step 7. After a few days you pick up that writing pad again and make sure that you are alone. Again you start reading out loud what you wrote, and again there may come new tears, and again when emotions subside you put aside your text. Repeat this as often as it takes to be able to read out loud what you wrote without feeling any emotion. When emotions are gone when you read out loud what you wrote. You have reached the point that this part of your past can no longer vitiate and haunt your life. Step 8. Now it's time to tear the pages you wrote from the pad and burn them. You've just cleared a malicious and disturbing part of your past that influenced your everyday life in a bad way. Step 9. Pause a few days and enjoy the fact that you had the courage to go deep into your past and your feelings and its influences on your daily life to cope with one of your major problems. Step 10. Repeat the whole procedure as often as it takes so that one day, when you look in a mirror, you can say from the bottom of your heart, I'm happy and I love the one person who really is the most important person in my life. Me. Having listened to me or read this article, I'm sure you have an opinion, and that is good. People without opinions are usually dead or fast asleep. However, I can assure you that you will have a different opinion after you followed this method step by step. And if you like it, and if you feel that you profit from it, please tell it to other people. It's free.